Oklahoma dominant in the Big 12 in conference play in 2016 at 9-0, but failed its two Big Test regular season out of conference against Ohio State and Houston. What did the Sooners have for us in 2017? With Lincoln Riley on the sideline for the first time, no Bob Stoops roaming the sidelines in Norman for Oklahoma. This is the third most difficult schedule in the Big 12 as we rank all of them, 68 all the way up to number 1. Check out the previous videos and especially the initial video where we explain our process. Easy ranking them, relatively speaking, in the Big 12 because everybody plays each other. So Oklahoma doesn't have to play themselves, and they're most likely the best team in the conference. Maybe Oklahoma State will challenge that. I don't see anybody else challenging that. Not even Texas. I know they're getting some hype. But back to the schedule ranking, it's 33rd in college football because the Big 12 is just not that good. There's some depth there with decent teams, 3 through 7, but they're not quality teams as the other conferences have, and they're not top-heavy in a good way with 3 or 4 or 5 really good teams like you see in the Big 10 or the SEC. So Oklahoma, number 3 in the Big 12 in schedule difficulty, much because they have to take on the number 1 team in the country on the road, Ohio State. The other 2 non-conference games are basically insignificant. UTEP on September 2nd at home, and then they've got Tulane after the Ohio State game at home September 16th. The Green Wave is ranked 77th in the country, which isn't too bad, according to the ESPN Power Index. Okay, the difficult stretch for Oklahoma starts October 14th in their annual Red River Shootout with Texas in Dallas. Then they've got Kansas State, Texas Tech, and Oklahoma State and TCU. So that's a difficult 5-game stretch in the Big 12 it is. Texas, Kansas State, Texas Tech, Oklahoma State, and TCU. Only 2 of those games on the road, the Kansas State affair and Oklahoma State, which should be played at the end of the season. Don't know what the Big 12 is doing here. Most likely what they're trying to avoid is a back-to-back Oklahoma State matchup. They're the 2 best teams, we think. Just about everyone does as well in the Big 12, and the Big 12, of course, playing a championship game as they should. But they're caught in a difficult situation because, number 1, what if 2 teams that played in the last week of the season then play in the Big 12 championship game? The other conferences can avoid that because they play division games late in the season. Also, what if the Big 12 first-place teams at 9-0 and the second-place teams 7-2, or in a glut of teams at 6-3? Well, what if they lose the championship game and they're still 9-1 and somebody else is the Big 12 champion, they're 7-3? Now, when you have separate divisions, that is reasonable, not when you have one conference standing. Big 12, that's your problem. Figure it out. Do a little bit better. You took a step here in 2017 with the revision of the championship game. Oklahoma, 3rd most difficult schedule in their conference, number 33 in college football. We rank them all. You got to check out the videos. Subscribe to my YouTube channel where we talk college football all the time. So if you love college football and you go to my channel, you will see quality bloggers and broadcasters and myself talking college football every day. You've got to find something there you like. I guarantee it. You will find the most in-depth college football analysis right here, and you will find it consistently each and every day. All right, Oklahoma, number 33 in the country in our schedule rankings, right here on Mark Rogers TV.